Henry VI is a trilogy. So we have Henry VI Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Henry V has died. His son, Henry VI, has been crowned king. However, Henry VI is a child. So suddenly the question of the ability for this child to lead comes into play. We start to hear different voices speaking against Henry V's right to the throne based on Henry IV stealing the throne from Richard II. So in the course of Henry VI Part 1, we don't actually see Henry VI very much at all. We see the rebellion coming basically from France against the English. As we move into Part 2, then we start to see more of Henry VI, and then we get to see York, who's going to be the main sort of antagonist to Henry and the main challenge to him for the throne. York has 3 sons. One of them is named Richard, who will eventually become Richard III. By the end of the trilogy, Henry VI has been imprisoned in the Tower, and Richard, Crookback Dickey, is sent to assassinate him. York is killed. So Edward is put on the throne. Now this new family is sitting on the throne, which of course has Richard in it, so you know that as we get to the next chapter that there's going to be more violence and more contention for that crown and for that throne. One of the things that sort of mark it in the canon as earlier Shakespeare is that you can see there's a lot less subplots than you'll see in later Shakespeare plays. It's as Shakespeare matured, he got better and better at sort of having multiple stories going on at one time and finding a way to bring it all home at the end. We've staged Henry VI 2 times in the past. They were these trilogy events that were adapted by founding company member R. Chris Reeder, where the same company did sort of all 3 plays in one evening, set up in like 3 acts. What you're going to see in the coming seasons at CSC is each of those plays staged individually instead of being part of one trilogy. I think the introduction of Richard is amazing. He has a speech in Part 3 where you get a sense of just how much evil is in this guy and just how dark he is and how delicious he finds it being that dark that is amazing to watch. It's another great opportunity when looking at the canon as a whole or looking at a history cycle as a whole to be able to sort of follow the evolution of that character from a small part to supporting role to eventually somebody that's going to have their own play.